Welcome in, everybody, to HTGS Reviews, where tonight we are finally reviewing Scream 7. And I've been waiting to watch this movie, but before we get into it, I am your host, Rob Coakley, joined as always by Dave Wilkins.
Hello, Rob Coakley.
And Jesse Wilkins.
What is going on, gentlemen?
And yeah, we're reviewing Scream 7, which means we've reviewed almost all of the Scream movies. I think we still need to do 2, 3, and 4 in the future, if I recall correctly. So more than half, it is what it is.
At this point in time, it's less than half.
At this point in time, it's less than half? How?
Yes, we haven't reviewed Scream 7 yet. We're about to.
Oh, fair enough. Technicality. Wow. That's Dave again. And this asshole is going to read a synopsis for us.
Scream 7, directed by Kevin Williamson. He's actually the original writer of the original movie and a few others. When a new ghost-faced killer emerges in the quiet town where Sydney has built a new life, her darkest fears are realized as her daughter becomes the next target. Determined to protect her family, she must face the horrors of her past to put an end to the bloodshed once and for all, but probably not. So this is the seventh movie, also just the first one again and again and again and again. This is another one of those franchises that just keeps making the same movie over and over, and just it gets a little bit worse every time. And this movie falls right in with that chronology. This is probably the worst. I didn't think they were going to be able to top Scream 6 with being an absolute abomination of a film. And I think an argument is to be had whether or not this is actually worse than 6. I will say that this is not going to get a good score from me, and I will also say you could probably skip this one altogether. And I also can say that I actually have no interest in watching another Scream movie ever again if they're going to keep making these movies, just because of how bad the last two actually were, for a whole lot of reasons that we can get into in a little bit.
Well, what I'll say about that is I'm not going to give this one a good score either, and we can have that Scream 6 versus 7 argument if you'd like.
Sure.
Because I do have a preference, but they are, at least from my understanding, moving on from this writing team, and they're going to have new writers going forward. So I will give Scream 8 a chance when it comes out, because I do think the first 4 Scream movies are pretty good, are great to good in whatever particular order. I am planning on ranking all these at some point. That is a video I want to make, ranking all of the Scream movies in the future. And I think the first 4 are, like I said, good to great. I think it starts to really slip at 5 personally. But
1, 4, 2, 3, 6, 5, 7. No, sorry. 5, 6, 7.
Well, we can have.
I might have 5 higher. If I think maybe 5 might be higher.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so at all. And I think 7's better than 6. So that's where I'm at. Do you have any opening thoughts, Jesse?
I just don't know how you guys couldn't be into the story of, the 26-year-old, 16-year-old daughter just going through her drama with her boyfriend, and her mother just really being a
total bitch about it.
Yeah, it's just, really connect with that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for those opening statements, but let's talk about Scream 7. This movie has, I will say, I think it's the worst open for a Scream movie.
Oh, the open's the only part I liked.
Really?
My problem with the open is that it didn't fit anywhere in the movie. We got the opening scene, and I liked it. It was campy, kind of like the first one. It was deliberately so, I think. I thought the kills were great, and I thought that I was like, oh, this could be an improvement from 6. But my problem with it was they just made a totally different movie that had nothing to do with the opening scene, completely disconnected from the entire movie.
That's completely incorrect.
Oh, cool. Tell me.
It happens at Stu Macher's old house.
Yeah.
And they're portraying that Stu Macher is back as the killer. That's the connection.
He wasn't.
Yeah, but the problem is up until a certain point in the movie, there was no like news stories about it. It wasn't broken into her until Hugh calls her on the phone. And I thought this was actually a decent scene where she's like handling it like, it's just another prank phone call. Okay, I'll entertain this. Oh, sure. I thought that was actually a pretty well written scene. But at the same time, it's like if there was another double murder that happened inside the murder house, which is what the opening scene was, this would have been headline news everywhere. And she would have gotten plenty of phone calls about it. Like, oh my God, did you not hear what happened? Somebody got, a couple got murdered at the original, stab movie set, like the original house or whatever. But she didn't hear about it until
the next morning. They might not have been found at that point yet.
I don't think it was fine. It was never addressed. It was like they had to say it, and it never was worked back in the plot. And it was kind because Stu mentioned that on the phone, but that's the first time that she heard about it was during that like prank call that she got. So he did bring it up, but it's like this would have been on the news. People would have been calling her left and right about it. It shouldn't have taken the guy who did it to call her and tell her about it during a prank phone call or what she thought was a prank phone call. I thought it was stupid.
I just think that's an overanalyzation where it might not have even broke yet. They might have been fighting the fire all night. She doesn't live in that town anymore.
Did this movie take place over the course of a day?
I think that's what they were implying from the next day. I
just hadn't considered it until now.
I think that's the next morning, her going to open her coffee shop after.
Right, but I'm saying, like, does this movie from beginning to end take the course over the course?
No, I think it's like 2 or 3 days.
Okay. I don't know.
I think it's like 2 days because we'll get into what happened to the father, but that majority of that is all one day, right? So it's like
even if it was just the fire at the place, this would have been headline news. This is in this realm. This is a massive story, hugely tied to her life. If something went on at that location, there should have been a phone call. There should have been a news story playing where she saw that happening and then got the call. In my opinion, maybe we're overanalyzing it, but I think that the way she shouldn't have found out about it, it shouldn't have been, hey, didn't you hear what I did? It was just stupid the way it played out.
Just one clarification, I think to make sure we have it right, is that this wasn't the movie set or the original house. This was like a model. Like they made a model of the original house
for the filming, though, right?
I think that's not the way I interpreted it, unless I missed a dialogue line. Somebody bought Stu Macher's house like it's a haunted house and opened it up as
that's what I thought as well.
An Airbnb type of deal.
I thought that they had made like a replica of it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's how that goes. Anyways, my biggest problem with the opening scene is you have this big giant mechanical statue, right? That it like moves around and it says stuff and it like does like the knife motion. And the killer at some point with these two people right there lugs that thing out of the room somehow and replaces it to become the killer just so we get the jump scare. Like, that's dumb as shit. How would nobody see that?
Sure, but also the most predictable thing of all time. We all knew that was going to happen.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I was hoping it didn't happen though, because I'm like, I need that to be accounted for, because there's no way that thing was like light and we're just moving that thing. That was so like, I found that to be one of the dumbest parts of the whole movie.
Yeah, I mean the scene. I liked the opening scene. I thought I really liked the kills in the opening scene. I thought they were really good. The problem with a lot of the Scream movies is there's a lot of kills, but they're usually not very creative, and these ones were pretty creative.
Yeah, no, I did like the kill with the chandelier and stuff. That was pretty good. I just thought it was the weakest of the openings. Maybe we can rank those one day too.
That'd be kind of fun.
The opening scenes of Scream. Don't steal that idea from us, even if you've already done it. That is trademark, copyrighted, and we own it.
We will sue you, Ron.
Wait, we'll sue you over a franchise we don't own. But yeah, let's get into the movie, because we are back to the story of Sidney Prescott, who they like to remind us 15 times in this movie wasn't in New York. Like, they're saying sorry to Nev Campbell. sorry you weren't in New York. Sorry we couldn't give you enough money to be in that movie. Was essentially the way I was like watching this. I'm like, all right, we get it. She wasn't there. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. She sat one out. It's okay. We got through it. You don't need to apologize to her 13 times in this movie over it.
It's Sydney Evans in this movie. She is married.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's right.
I am so sorry about that. But yeah, then we get into the mother.
If you guys want to go back to me, if you guys want to go back to me not showing up for movie reviews, that's fine.
So we start this whole dichotomy between her and her daughter. The daughter wants to know more about her life, even though we've clarified that you can know everything about her mother's life just by opening the internet and seeing everything that's ever happened to her through any true crime thing. But I guess you would want to hear it from your own parent if they went through that. You'd like to talk to them, I guess, at some point. I don't know if I'd be upset if they didn't want to talk about it, though. Like, that's a whole weird angle that they were going with this.
Maybe, but I guess like if you'll talk to everybody else about it, why don't you talk to me about it? I can see
Well, she
where the
did-
26-year-old, 16-year-old is coming from, you know?
That's fair. And then we kind of get introduced to her friends, this is my biggest problem with the movie. They introduce the friends because that is generally your cast of suspects in a Scream movie. The problem with this particular movie, again, we're going to spoil this movie. The killers are the most obvious killers of any Scream movie. And this is a franchise where the killers are usually relatively obvious, especially in some of the movies. This one takes the cake, though. You cast Ethan Embry and you cast Anna Camp, which maybe not everybody knows them by name, but you probably know them by face. Anna Camp's in like I think the Pitch Perfect movies. She was in True Blood. Ethan Embry was in a ton of stuff when we were younger. A lot of the teen movies. He was in National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation. He's one of those guys where like you look at him, you're like, oh, I know him. I've seen him in so many different things. And you have like one scene with him where he's the orderly at the mental hospital, where Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox go to see if Stu Macher was in there. They miraculously talk to the right orderly, who's very creepy. You're like, oh, that's Ethan Embry. And he's like, I'll show you where Stu Macher stayed. And you're like, oh, well, he's the killer because he's leading them to a very specific place. So he's one of the killers for sure. And whoever's in that other room or was in that other room is the other killer. And you're just like, well, here's the other famous person that they put in this movie that has a slightly minor part. So she's probably the killer. And when they bring her to Stu's room, it's like flowers and stuff in there. It's like very clearly like for a woman's room.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, all of this is starting to check out where I know these two are going to be the killer. And I never thought it was anyone else in the entire movie, which is the problem for me.
Yeah, it was a problem. This also gave me feelings like it reminded me a little bit of the I Know What You Did Last Summer remake that we just absolutely shredded last year, just with like the legacy characters kind of just being forced in there for no real reason.
Mm-hmm.
Just the Gale Weathers tired role, just over the same thing over and over again. We get it. Your career sucks.
Yeah.
Why else are you here other than just to, you know, tease us or just like appease us with nostalgia. You know what I mean?
Right.
So stop. And even some of the characters that were in Scream, I think 5 and 6, some of the extra characters they brought back from that just
The
to kind of,
twins.
yeah, the twins were in there. It almost felt like they were even kind of forced into the story for no reason too. It's just it felt like a lot of like unnecessary just piling crap in here to, I think, distract us from the fact that the writing was atrocious.
Yeah. I think the writing was atrocious. What I will say is I liked some of the acting better in this movie than I did 6. And I think that's just because I think Nev Campbell is probably the strongest actor of the entire series.
Yeah.
So I feel like at least like around all this shit she was given, she could still sell the story a little bit I mean, the plot's going to get lost because the plot is that bad. There's no actor on earth that could save it. But I do think that she does the most with the little that she was given on this. So I think that's why this sort of edges 6 out for me. Like this is a little better than 6 for me because at least Nev Campbell is decent. But I completely agree. Courtney Cox's character either needs to be a small cameo in the movie or has to die at some point.
Yeah.
She can't act. It's poor writing. I'll blame that. But she was atrocious in this movie. The entire movie, it felt forced. It was over the top. I guess she's supposed to be this Gale Weathers reporter, and she's got this role, but I couldn't stand her in this movie. I thought it was horrible. And I blame mostly the writing, but her acting was off as well.
I don't understand why they went with this writing team if they're going to have Kevin Williamson involved. Like, don't have Kevin Williamson directed. He hasn't. I don't think he's ever directed anything before. Maybe like one movie, but have him write it. He was the original writer. He wrote Scream 1, I think 2, maybe 2, but he wrote 3 and 4, I think. And so why not have him write it and have an actual director direct it? That may have solved 75% of the problems.
Yeah.
It seems like a weird call to make.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about some of the kills in this movie, because I will say, to your point, Dave, of all the Scream movies, this may have had some of the more inventive kills.
I like the kills. If the kills are going to be, it's a positive for me. My favorite was the beer tap kill.
100%.
That was fantastic. Even just the visual. So he like picks him, like the beer tap was for whatever reason like a point.
Yeah.
And he picks him up and like drops his head on the point, and he gets impaled through the top of the head like Vlad the Impaler. And then like the weight of him pulls the beer tap forward, and beer just got spewing out of his mouth. And then when they give you the side shot of it, you see the beer coming out beer color, and then you see it slowly turn red like blood. And I thought that was a pretty good aesthetic.
Yeah. Thought that one was pretty good. I liked the kill at the school as well.
Yep.
I thought that was, I saw that coming a mile away, but
Oh, for sure.
I don't need to be surprised with everything sometimes. Sometimes just give me what I want in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I wanted in that scene, and I was happy with it. So I thought that was a great kill as well.
Yep.
Even going back to the beginning of the movie, the second kill was particularly brutal. Like, stabbed her a couple of times, and you thought, oh, maybe she'll survive. And then he starts pouring gasoline all over the house, and then pours all over her, and then it just shows her go up in flames. I thought it was particularly brutal. I was like, ooh, we might have something here. Like for the first act, I was like, this could be good. And
Right.
I thought Isabel May, who played Tatum, like, she's actually a pretty good actress, and she was doing pretty well. Again, the writing was garbage, but like overall, she's a good actress, so it was a good move to have her in it. But it just fell apart as the movie continued to go along. As soon as you got Gale Weathers, movie went downhill.
I think the very first kill was good too. Just the slow push of the knife into the skull, and then each eye kind of like going crooked, cross-eyed as.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good as well. I also liked the kill of the girl in the kitchen later on, where he slit her through all the glasses and she fell, and then she died accidentally by getting the broken glass shard through the neck, because I just didn't expect that. Because
100%.
That was good too.
Yeah, I had the subtitles on it, and it spoiled it for me because it said like gurgling noises, and I was like, wait, what do you mean gurgling noises? Then it panned down to her. I was like, oh, she has a. Let me turn these subtitles off immediately. That spoiled that for me. Did we ever get like a reason why Gale Weathers showed up and just at the perfect time to run this dude over with the car?
Well, she was, as soon as that's why she came to the town. They do give that reason. When she heard about Stu Macher's house being, like, the murders at that house and it being lit on fire, she went straight to Sydney because she figured that the killer was coming for her next.
So she just showed up at the exact moment that the killer would be out on the street, so she could quickly run him over with the car. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Perfectly written. Never mind.
Yeah.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Well, but I think you hit on something where we have good actresses. We have 2 good lead actresses here with Sydney and Tatum, right? And I actually think there's a good story in here to continue the series. and they just shit the bed with it. Like they have the right idea, and the way they crafted the story around it was just
They have a good
terrible.
premise and not a good story.
That's what I mean. Yeah, they have a
Yeah.
great premise, and the story is just the execution is absolutely terrible, and they just do too many callbacks. I mean, redoing the Dewey thing with the father is insane because now that's probably going to become a trope in the next 2 movies
Mm-hmm.
until he does actually die.
I'll never know if it becomes a trope.
You're not watching the next one?
I probably will just because we're going to review it. But like I said, I'm checked out. I'm checked out of the Scream franchise.
Well, again, we're going to get a new writing team, so I will at least give it a.
Yeah, but we're gonna get Sydney Prescott moving forward, and she's going to just be immortalized. So there's not going to be any mystery there. It's going to be Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween. Every time she's in a movie, we know she's going to have plot armor. We know the franchise can't survive without her, so she's going to be in every single movie moving forward, and she's never going to die. And
I
it's not
disagree.
because- You don't think she's going to be in the movie? You don't think that they learned from their mistake on 6?
No, I think that they are setting it up so that they can hand this franchise over to another character.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think that no. I'll bet you. I bet you they're not going to kill off Sydney.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they do because you can't keep. We say this, but you gotta do something different at some point in order to keep it going, and I think that's what they're sort of setting up. I don't know if it'll be the next movie. I would assume it would be 9 that they would do that. You build up the daughter a little bit more so that
Yeah,
she's able to
that's
take
what I was
over the
about to say, is
franchise.
Yeah, you could certainly hand it off to Tatum. You know, so Isabel May is a good enough actress where you could definitely hand it off to her.
Right.
No, I don't think it's going to happen. I think that they have established that Sydney Prescott is the brand moving forward and has to be in the movie. That's why we got this like weird, like genuflecting to Sydney all movie long in this one. So I think that it's pretty obvious that moving forward, she's going to be the flagship.
I will wager concessions at our next 5 movies after 8 and 9 comes out. So this is a years-long bet.
Okay.
But
Deal.
Courtney Cox dies in 8.
Oh, well, hang on. Let me make them.
I'm gonna do this is my parlay. Courtney Cox dies in 8, and Sydney dies in 9.
Okay, I'll take you up on that because I don't think that Sydney's going to die, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if they killed off Courtney Cox. I blown opportunity not to kill her off in this movie. It was like, what is this character doing here?
Yeah.
It's like, why have you not done this yet?
Yeah.
So we killed off David Arquette earlier. You could definitely have gotten away with that. But another problem I have with this movie, particularly in the writing, is all of the friends that we meet in this movie are absolute just nothing characters.
Yeah.
No depth, no development, super forgettable,
Mhm.
and just like basically just kill fodder, right?
Yeah.
And red herrings, which weren't even well executed because I didn't think a single one of them was the killer at any point.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the biggest like difference between this and like Scream 1 and 2 for sure.
Mhm.
Where the friend groups were compelling.
Mhm.
Like almost every single character you were like you wanted to know more about. This one you just don't care.
Mm.
We also have this.
5 and 6 do that better.
Sorry, we now have this stupid issue where they feel that they have to address it in all these movies where it's all the friends are like, well, it can't be me because that's too obvious. And well,
Oh,
it's maybe
that's
it is you because it's obvious. And it's like, can we
That's a-
stop doing this?
That's the meta commentary. That's sort of like what makes this movie franchise. My problem with it in this movie was that the meta commentary wasn't really like about. It was almost like it was rather than like making a parody of slasher films. It was almost like it was making a parody of itself,
Yeah.
which kind of felt like I was like, wait a minute, is this are we watching a comedy that isn't funny? Like, is that what we're
Right,
doing?
I I just feel like every slasher movie I've seen is doing the same thing where like everyone's just making these, oh, it can't be me because of this. It's just like, dude, can we stop? Can we stop the
But
meta conversations?
that's Scream. That's the point of Scream. That's the
Right. Right.
other slashers doing it as a ripoff of Scream. You
Right.
expected Scream. Just this movie was almost like a parody of itself, which was I thought stupid.
Yeah, it was smart and refreshing the first few Screams. And if they're going to do it, they need to find a different avenue to do it going forward. Like you still want that in some aspect, but it's got to be written better than it was in this particular movie. Speaking of not being written well, God, I love seeing Matthew Lillard back, but I hated the direction they went with bringing him back in this movie.
So I agree. However, if you're going to bring him back, I wouldn't have accepted any other possibility. Now, I'm not a fan of this. I thought it was very stupid and almost just kind of felt like we're getting an allegory, like they want to be like the first allegory for AI being a bad thing.
Mhm.
And but I mean, I don't know any other way to bring him back because we kept getting teased with like, oh, Matthew Lillard's coming back. I'm like, if they do that, it's going to be really fucking stupid if they bring that character back. So at least they didn't actually bring the character back. So they brought him back without bringing him back, which I think is best case scenario for trying to pull that off. Still dumb though.
Well, I mean, since the
What was
end
that?
of
What was
Scream,
extra? Sorry, just to continue on that. What was extra dumb about it was the scene where she went in and she found the laptop and it's got the green screen and she's got him. She's like, obviously he's the killer. And his excuse was, oh no, I was just checking to see if I could do it too. And then it turns out he wasn't the turned out he wasn't the killer. And it's like you went through all that just to see if you could do it. Like it was just dumb. Also, if you're using AI, you don't need a green screen. It's all right, it'll figure it out. So you went through some unnecessary steps there, buddy. I don't know.
In relation to the Matthew Lillard thing, it's it's been rumored since around Scream 2 that he was going to come back to this franchise in some fashion because of fan speculation that he didn't actually die in the first one. We didn't see a full death from him, and people have been on this for 30 years now, basically, that he could come back as a future killer. I think the problem, Dave, is that wouldn't have bothered me so much, except it's been talked about to death for 30 years that it would have felt like too much fan service at this point in time. So I agree with you on that aspect, that like the way they brought him back is probably best case scenario, but it was still kind of just dumb.
Yeah, it was unnecessary. And like and then all the other characters that they kind of half brought back in the same way. It's like it's give me the same feeling as like you go to a rap concert and they bring out the Tupac hologram. It's like I don't care.
Right.
Right.
It was almost like what was it, Doctor Sleep, which was like the part 2 of The Shining. Yeah, and they're just shoehorning ghosts in from the Shining movie, and it just felt like you're kind of just capitalizing off like a really successful book to make a much worse book. Yeah. Kind of gave me those vibes. Like you're putting them in there just for the sake of putting them in there for that nostalgia, and it's just I don't know, it didn't work.
Yeah. Let's talk about the end of this movie real quick when we get the most obvious reveal of all time with the two killers.
The third act of this movie was a train wreck.
Yeah.
An absolute train wreck.
Yeah.
So it was so bad. It just sloppy, convoluted. The reveal was both predictable and almost to the point where I was like, when they did the reveal, I was like, why? This isn't like, and the motive.
Stupid.
I still don't know what the fuck was going on. Like she explained it in, by the way, the most offensive exposition dump I've seen since I think I Know What You Did Last Summer remake. That they over explained it to the point of insanity, where I felt like I was going to actually go insane, and still didn't understand what the fuck their problem was. Like, wait, what? But I don't get it. Why? None of that makes any sense. This is gobbledygook. This is nonsense.
Yeah. Just an excuse to have a killer. The nonchalantness about killing her own kid.
Yeah.
Like it just, I mean, I understand that she's like mentally unstable and has been in an asylum and stuff, but still, it just didn't work for me at all. Like I was just like, that's when I rolled my eyes and I was like, this is just as bad as 6. The reveal of 6 was obvious and eye rolling. The reveal of 7 was bad and eye rolling. You know,
I think the
Expedition
reveal of
both was
6
terrible.
The reveal of 6 was worse, but that was because it was worse because the actor did such a bad job, right?
Yeah.
I think it was poorly written also, but the real thing that sticks out for me about 6 was just how bad the actor did. It was just such a not believable scene. Might have been because of the writing, but it was mainly because of the acting performance from that actor. And this one, I think, was less about the acting, although the acting was also not good, and more about just garbage writing. It was so poorly written. So I think that this one's worse than 6 because of that fact. Like 6, I think, might seem worse just because it was a bad acting performance, versus this one was actually just bad all around.
I still think 6 was worse. I like, but we're comparing shit to shit.
We are. I'm not going to over it. You can have it.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. This is something I'm like, we'll have our arguments when I'm passionate about like liking or hating something, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're wrong because we both hate these movies. Like these movies suck, and we're gonna, you know, argue over what's the bottom ranked movie of this franchise when they're pretty much parallel with how bad they are with each other.
Right. There was one scene too when Isabel's character was in the office and FaceTiming her mother, and her mother was like, so when he comes in, you got to point the gun and you got to shoot, aim center mass, and then you got to shoot him in the head. And she goes, I don't think I can do this. And it's like, okay, then get stabbed to death, I guess. What are you talking about? Like this, what do you mean? You don't think you're going to have to? I was so annoyed at that point. I'm like,
what if he's a nice guy?
I don't think I could do this. You have to.
Well, I mean, like, the pushback there is just a teenager being so scared about what's going on and not under, like, just
you
not
never know
your,
what you never know what's going through the mind of a 16-year-old, 26-year-old.
That's what we always say. Anyways, do we want to get into some scores for this movie?
Yes.
What do you have it at, Dave?
Only because I don't remember what I gave 6. My score is 1/10 of a point less than what I ranked 6. I'm gonna give this a 2.6, and I'm giving it. I'm only giving it that high because I like the kills. And Robbie looked at me like I had 3 heads. I don't scale movies the way that you do. This is an F for me, and that's a letter grade is an F. That's what 2.6 is. It's just over 50%, and yeah, not a good movie. I did like the kills though. It was didn't, you know what? It was shot well. The sound design was fine. It was too long. The fuck are we doing making this 2 hours long?
Yeah,
Stop that. Stop it.
Yep,
I agree. Yeah, it was 2.0 for me. The kills saved it. I thought the kills were creative. You know, you got the R rating, which I think all of them had anyways, but you got some interesting ones, and I thought it was pretty creative, but overall the acting was garbage. Kill Gale Weathers immediately. Get her out of this franchise. I'm done with it. Neve Campbell, she did great. I think Isabel May's fine. I thought the acting was actually decent outside of Courtney Cox. I will stand on this mountain and I will scream from the top of the mountain that Courtney Cox is not good and Gale Weathers is a trash character in this franchise. Get her out of here.
trash character now.
With the car. Yeah. No, she was fine in the beginning.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It's been awful.
Yeah.
It's been an awful time for me and my family. And everyone that has watched these movies, just stop it. Stop it now. No, this movie failed. It failed hard. And I was kind of excited because when it started, I was like, "Ooh, this is interesting. It was kind of fun." And then it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. So, I'm just cooked on the Scream franchise. I just watch these. I'm like, they just keep getting worse. They beat me over the head with these things, and I just, the kills saved it. The kills made it watchable, but overall, oof is my review. Big oof.
Do you want to keep going?
The movie.
I'll give you one long one. Oh,
I got this at a 1.8. It's got some good kills. It's a bad story. Nev Campbell's fine in this movie. Joel McHale's fine in this movie. We didn't really talk about him as much, or like his fake death scene.
Oh, his acting was shit. He sucked.
I thought he was okay. Like I like a forgettable performance, but I don't think it was like terrible. But the movie's bad. So like everything's gonna look worse behind a bad movie. Just a lot of shit that we didn't even get to that didn't make sense with this movie. The killer already being in the house. That whole scene was fucking stupid. 1.8 for me on this movie. But we want to know what your review for Scream 7 is, and get ready for my ranking of the Scream franchise coming out between now and 2030. I'm going to work on it. We'll see if I get to it or not. Tell us your score for Scream 7 in the comments, and we will catch you here next time at HTGS Reviews. Peace.